That shit sounds so goddamn janky,
Join us for Vitamin Groove in the gallery. All right, welcome to another episode of the Vitamin Groove podcast.
Vitamin Groove.
We have Nicholas Mohan.
Yes, sir.
Steel pan.
Steel pan. You have
Steel pan.
Steel pan.
Player.
Steel paners.
Yeah, I love that instrument. I love the sound of it. Like we were talking earlier.
Yeah.
The sound makes you feel like the ocean breeze. It touches the good part of your heart.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's sad music or happy music, it's still I don't know what it is. There's something about it it's like it hits your chakras.
Right.
Yeah.
It gives that brightness
Correct.
to it. That brightness and brilliance of the sound of the instrument.
Yeah, it's a beautiful instrument.
I mean, yeah, you're like, oh.
Right. It makes you alert.
Yeah.
Pay attention. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, man.
Well, Chet, I say my name is Nicholas Mohan. Born in Trinidad and Tobago, from Trinidad and Tobago. Been playing this here instrument since 1992.
1992.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not too long. A few years.
Well, long enough to have mastered it.
Yeah, I don't know what master. Still learning every day.
Yeah.
Still trying to learn something. Yeah, been playing steel pan, arranging music for steel pan, performing, throughout the East Coast, United States, up and down. Spending many years in Brooklyn, New York.
Okay.
That scene up there.
Yes.
Playing steel pan, doing gigs, playing with bands, arranging music, and in 2006 relocated down to Atlanta, Georgia here, and still continue playing, but took a break, started a family and all that stuff, and in the past 6 years been started back really focusing on giving back as far as teaching the art form of playing steel pan and learning about its history, sharing its history and culture with the community.
Why don't you tell us a little history about the drum?
Well, I could give you I'm no history expert.
Yeah.
But basically, steel pan was born out of based on my knowledge of the need of a people to communicate with each other.
Yeah.
The story goes initially the slaves had African drums. They would play, and it was a way of communicating also different areas, different tribes, different people. But the slave masters banned the hand drums.
Correct.
So they couldn't play those no more. And so I don't know if you're familiar with Carnival. During Carnival, 2 days a year, they would let the slaves be free to do whatever they want and celebrate. And the story goes, people would pick up different items, cans and bottles and covers and just play different rhythms on them. And the story goes that, one person discovered that if he different areas of the metal, he had just a drum.
Yes.
And started to realize that he would get in different sounds. And one thing led to another, and then he went back experimenting, finding more drums, and started, making out grooves and figuring out each one. And he got one note, and then eventually got two notes. And
yes.
I believe the first official inch pan to be played was 8 notes.
Okay.
Yeah, it was called.
So what did he use? Like oil drums?
Oil drums. Yeah.
Yes.
But before that, it used to be like, just like I said, regular trash cans or milk cans.
Yes. Yes.
Based on the history that I know of milk cans. Even if you go back predating steel pan, there was the bamboo tree.
Okay.
They would cut the bamboo tree to different lengths.
Right.
And the longer the length, the deeper the sound.
Correct.
And the shorter, the higher.
Yes. Almost like the xylophone.
Right.
Yes.
And they call that tambu bamboo.
Say that again?
Tambu bamboo.
Oh, tambu bamboo.
Yes.
Okay.
There was official bands. There were bands with they were tambu bamboo bands. Just like now there's steel drum band.
Yes.
They were tambu bamboo, but that predates steel drum.
Yes.
The same, so it went from the tambu bamboo, then they continued playing on different things and figured out, hey, we're getting a sound out of this drum.
Right.
And there's a couple of notable guys that have the name as the inventor of steel drum, like
yes.
yeah. So and steel pan. So some people are like, man, there's noise because it can get up there now. People get up there and get real rough with it.
Yes.
But then you could come down to that has already happened.
Right.
You just didn't get there yet.
That's right. Welcome back to the Vitamin Groove Podcast with Nicholas Mohan. We were talking about you coming from Trinidad to the States. And you had said you came when you were about 16 years old.
About 16 years old, yeah.
Did you come for music or just because your family wanted to have a change of scenery?
A little bit of both. For me, as I was getting up into that age, like you say, 16, 17, 18.
Yes.
I didn't see much or didn't know of much more opportunity for me.
Yes.
Back home. Not saying there wasn't.
Correct.
But when you don't know.
Yeah, you don't know. Yeah.
Right? But opportunity presented itself in the U.S. for me to be able to play pan and make money at the same time. So, and of course, I need to make money to send back home to my family, like a lot of immigrants do.
Correct.
Right? So, when that opportunity presented itself, Mom was like, hey, you're finishing school, there's nothing else for you to do, you're not really academic.
Yes.
If you want, go do your thing.
Yeah.
Do something for yourself. So I did that and, came out here and formed, a group and, playing and traveling and playing every day. That's all we
What type of group was it?
Just steel band.
Okay.
Just a small, if you want to call it a small ensemble.
Yeah.
Small group, not the big, large orchestras.
Yes.
So it was like two tenor pans, alto player, cello player, drums, you know.
Yeah.
It's a small flat, about 6-7 guys. And you know, we were just gigging. If we're not gigging, we practice.
So are you getting a lot of gigs?
Yeah. Oh yeah. We had like 2 nights in the week, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
That's
every day.
that's full time.
Yeah. It was. That's, you know, that's all I had. That's all I need to do.
Yes. Well, that was a lot, though.
Yeah. Then think of it like, you know, when once again, you know, when you don't know.
Correct.
You know, now that I'm reflecting, like, wow.
Yeah.
That was.
I mean, you came and immediately got into it.
Yeah. So I was definitely grateful, you know, for that experience.
Mm-hmm.
You know, one thing led to another, and you know, as time evolved and people evolved,
Yes.
one group came apart, and I got involved into. We would always do workshops, go to a school and talk to.
Yes.
And I had the opportunity earlier on to teach in an after-school program in the Bronx.
Yes.
Right? I can't remember his name, but it was a Hispanic principal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where they get these parents from.
Yes.
Somebody, you know, got me up there, and I would go up there.
Yes.
So that was one of my first early forays into teaching.
Yes.
And of course, I'm no teacher. I don't have any education or formal training in teaching. I know how to play this thing.
Right.
So I'm just showing the kids something that I think they would relate to. Some song that they could. Oh, I know that song. What is it? A hip hop piece or something?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know that song.
Right.
You know, and they get them excited, and we did that. And the principal, the school was really impressed, and you know, they had a big show, a concert at the end, and stuff like that. The principal was so happy. It wasn't a whole lot of money. It was like $100.
Yes.
A week or something.
Like a stipend.
He went to his personal account and withdrew, I think like $600 or something like that.
Whoa.
Gave to me. I was like, you know, but I didn't know anything about teaching or anything
Well,
like
once
that.
again, you didn't know you knew.
I didn't know it, right? I was just doing it.
Right.
I still don't know anything about teaching. They're still doing it.
Yeah, but some of the best teachers aren't college taught.
Right.
Some of the best teachers are what you would consider your everyday person that has a head full of knowledge.
Yeah.
And understanding of human nature.
Yeah.
And children and or people to where they know they can. It's almost like you can sense, because I teach the arts too.
Yeah.
You can sense it in a person to know how to help them to get to
where they need to go. Right. Yeah.
Right. Right. So how long did you stay in New York? New York.
For about 15 years. Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
15 years.
So what brought you south?
Well, you know, when my wife, she has some family down here. Okay. And we came to visit one Memorial weekend. Okay. I don't think we wasn't married yet. Yeah. And I was like, you know, when I came, I was like, oh snap. It's like the country feel or whatever.
Right,
you know, like,
right. Green.
Green, exactly. Yeah. I'm like, wait a minute. We have trees again. I remember going out to a cousin's house out in Covington out there, and he had a hammock under the tree. Man, and I would sleep under there. I'd fall asleep. And I told us like, hey, if we ever get married and stuff, we'll make the move down here.
Yeah, I'll come out the concrete jungle.
Yeah. You know, slow down a little bit. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong, New York, best city in the world. Yeah. Best place to be. You're young, you're hip, you wanna. Yeah. You gotta drive. Not for the faint of heart. If you could do it.
Yeah, that's right.
Go get a hustle on.
That's right.
Best place to be.
Right, because you can get into anything. Yes.
It's there for the taking.
Yes.
You just gotta go grab it by the horns.
Right, and go for it. Yeah.
So
Man.
we wanted to get out of there. But I did a lot of work with there's an organization in Brooklyn called that's where I met my wife, Sesame Flyers.
Okay.
It's a non-profit organization for
Okay.
youth and culture.
Okay.
And they have a steel band.
Okay.
And I started doing some work with them, arranging some music for them.
Yes.
So I did a lot of work there. And then, I went back to school finally.
Yes.
and learned a trade.
Okay.
Got into the HVAC
Yes.
industry and
Yes.
then business.
Yes.
Refrigeration and stuff like that. So like, okay, we plan to come down here. It's hot Atlanta. People always going to need AC.
Right.
I get to work for myself.
Right. The light bulb went off.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. So why not? No, why not your instrument?
Why not the instrument? That's an interesting question. If I'm being honest, Chad, I never felt the need. I might be saying, I never felt compelled to only say, "Oh, all I'm doing is just my just my music."
Yes.
But if you look at I have a friend who always refers to my pie. Everything in the pie that I do, music is tied to it.
Yes.
Everything.
Yes. Yes.
Everything in the pie. You have heat and air. You got audio, video. Teaching, gigging, producing music, writing music. Arranging.
Yes.
It's
all
it's all that.
interconnected.
Yeah.
Yes.
So for me, I know a lot of people who this is all they do, and great. And like I said, if I'm being honest with myself, I never had that to just do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
think it was because when you came to this country, you immediately got into it, being so young and not really having the opportunity to do other things or perfect other things that you may have wanted to do?
No, I don't think so. I think it was coming here and having to find a way to make money to support my family.
Yes.
So sometimes, now let's keep it realistic, not all I was playing pan a lot. I also had to get regular work a lot of times.
Correct. Feast or famine, right? Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
But there's some drought times too.
That's right.
Right?
That's
As musicians, we know.
That's right. That's right.
Even this pandemic stuff, last year, I had about 25 gigs got canceled. Everything.
Mostly every musician I know
got canceled.
The rug was pulled from up under.
So,
yeah.
Right? So, yeah. It was that fine balance of, making sure I didn't have a safety net.
Yes.
Now, some people say, oh, well, that's even more reason to grind. And I think I did that. At one point in time, this is all that I did.
Yes. Yes.
And because of the opportunities Steve Banner have given to me, then now I'm able to spend more time.
Right.
All the time I want.
Right.
Giving it away giving it away or giving back.
Correct.
Right?
So you can go back to the enjoyment of playing it, not the hustle and bustle Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
In this business in the world,
Yeah.
and some of the most between musicians and teachers underpaid.
Yes. Very much so.
You know, because
Very
most
much
people
so.
only think of a musician of how much song he's playing.
Right.
And you only got to play 2 songs.
But not all the gear he has to pack up, the
What about the years of my
preparation.
practice? You know, it's
Right.
like, you know, 30 years I've been doing this. You know, 30 years
Right.
experience and knowledge. We think. You know?
Right.
So
Yes.
it's a tough tough road, and I respect any musician out there who's
Yes.
doing this. You know, a lot of guys is doing this and supporting their families, and
Yeah.
that's just what they do.
Yes. But
I
you have to be gone every day.
I admire them and I
Yes.
respect them.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
I admire them. And I look up to them.
Yes.
You know, and I'm grateful for them doing that.
Yes.
Still being out there and grinding on the road. You know.
Yes.
Um,
It's hard though.
yeah.
I've spent time on the road playing and
Yeah.
playing 4 or 5 times a week, and the weekends from 12 noon you preparing all the way till 5, 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
It can be difficult.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't. I didn't see. I don't think I would have a marriage and a family if I had continued.
Yeah, that's the reality of it all.
I'm speculating, but I don't think so.
Yes. So while going back to you teaching, you have a school for it now, right?
Yes. So, you know, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, once we moved on here, of course, people got to know us and stuff like that, know me.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you know, do you teach? Once again, I tried was to go teach somewhere, showing some pan,
Mm-hmm.
but I was still stretching myself thin. I couldn't dedicate the time.
Yes.
Once again, I felt like it was just for money, so I was running.
Right.
On a Saturday, I would run over there,
Right.
run back,
Right.
and it was just too much. So I was like, okay, stop it. I'm not doing this anymore until I'm able to really do it.
Yes.
Dedicate the time
Yes.
that's required for it.
Yes.
And fortunately, now is the time. You know,
Yes.
within the past 6 years,
Yes.
we started back up with the help of a friend of mine,
Mm-hmm.
Russell Pope, and my wife.
Mm-hmm.
Was able to start back, and this time, you know, really offer it as you know, some serious training.
Mm-hmm.
The way, I wouldn't say the right way, which I think it is, but
Yes.
it's subjective.
Yes.
But the way we think the steel pan should be approached, or how
Right.
it should be approached,
Right.
the instrument,
Right.
not as something to just whack on
Right.
or
Right.
you know, as a real instrument to understand
Yes.
and live. So
Yes.
we decided to form New Gen Steel Pan Academy.
What is it called again?
New Gen
Okay.
Steel Pan Academy.
Steel
So there's a
Pan
new
Academy.
generation of pan players coming up. They are
Mm.
more educated,
Mm.
right? They have more tools
Yes.
at their disposal.
Yes.
Now is the best time to be around.
Yes. You're right. You're right.
Despite all that's going on in the world, now is the best time to be around.
That's right. You're right.
You know, you can go to school and get a degree now
Hmm.
with the steel pan as your instrument.
Wow.
Of course, there are many people right now.
Yes.
I mean, what is happening? There was some in the past 30 years, or whatever, it was far and few, but now.
So it's gained its rightful
Of course.
place
Yes.
within
Yes.
not only academia, but as far as a worldwide recognizable instrument. That's great, though.
Yep.
That's great.
So our goal here at New Gen is just to get the community aware, because although these great things are happening.
Yeah.
And there's world-class musicians playing steel band, touring,
Yeah.
teaching,
Yeah.
with degrees and all that. There's still vast number of people have no idea this exists.
Right.
Every time I play a game, I meet at least one person who have never seen the steel band. Guaranteed to meet at least one person.
But then
Here
that makes it a
in Atlanta,
teachable
Georgia.
moment for you, and possibly met a new friend, right? Yeah.
Every game, I at least to meet one person come to me and be like, I've never seen this. They might say, oh, I've seen it on TV or heard it in a commercial, but I've never seen it.
Yes. Are they expensive instruments?
Yes.
Like all instruments, right?
Like all instruments.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you sell them as well?
I don't, but we are in contact with people who do.
Yes.
I don't try to. We don't try to resell or anything like that. But if
Yeah.
someone wants one, we could put them in contact with people who
Yes.
do, and get
Yeah.
a lot of students. Of course, when they start learning,
Yes.
it may be a parent
Yes.
trying to get one for their child, or maybe somebody just want one for themselves.
Yes. Yes.
They want a steel band, and we put them in contact. I don't resell them. Once again, starting back with this new gen stuff, I wanted to just narrow my focus.
Yes. I can see
I
that.
don't want to get into a whole lot. I
Right.
just want to focus on doing the best I can of,
Mm-hmm.
showing people this instrument,
Yes.
playing it and understanding its tonality. And
Mm-hmm.
my personal, joy comes from, of course, putting music together for steel band, for
Yes. Yeah.
arranging and orchestrating and stuff like that, writing music for steel band.
Yes.
So that's so I don't try to get into the selling or the making. There's people who do that and do it very good.
Right. Right.
We partner with them, bring them
Right.
together.
Right.
Hey, everybody get what is
Right.
due for them.
That's right.
There's the tuner.
That's
Mr.
right.
Tuner here you
Right.
go. Mr. Maker, here you go.
Right.
There's people who make mallets.
Right. There you
That's
go.
their thing.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right? And
Keep
there's
it
enough for
simple.
everybody.
Keep it simple, right?
There's enough for everybody.
That's right. That's right.
So that's what we've been doing. And it's been good so far.
Yeah.
We still getting the word out there. We have created a non-profit
Okay.
organization now.
Okay.
501c3.
Okay. Very
tax
good.
exempt.
Yeah.
And we're working to get into doing some programs, getting some sponsorship,
Mm-hmm.
grants, stuff like that, so we can do some more stuff for the community. There's
Yeah.
many people who have youths or even adults,
Yeah.
even as retired adults, have nothing to do.
That's right. That's right.
Right? Come and learn to play some steel band, or youths
Yeah.
who have nothing to do.
Right. This is
Play some
something.
steel band after
Right.
school.
Right.
Just like me, I didn't even know I had this
Yes.
talent, if you want to call it that, or ability, that
Yeah.
until I stepped in there.
Right. Now, when you first hit it,
Mm-hmm.
what did you think to yourself?
I don't remember exactly what I thought, of course, but I remember the feeling. It was like a feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the notes I played? I remember. Yeah. Something like that I played. That was the first three notes I played. Yeah, they showed it. And I remember feeling
Yeah.
but I didn't even know how to sustain a note by, what we call rolling.
Right.
And the band leader, I was playing. And then he was like, roll. I was like, roll? I was like, what do you mean?
Right. Right.
What
Right.
is that?
Right.
And he did it on his part, and I just did it.
Yes.
He didn't have to come and say,
Right.
listen, And I just did it. But the feeling of just,
Yeah.
that was easy.
Yes. I know that feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it wasn't a thought. It was that feeling
Right.
of that. It was like a relief, something
Right.
coming
Right.
off of you.
Right. It was. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And I've talked with a lot of musicians. No matter what the instrument,
Yeah.
it's that same effect.
Yeah.
Some start younger, some start older, but when that instrument calls you,
Yeah. Yeah.
because that's what it is, a calling,
Right.
it's undeniable.
Yeah. And I used to get one thing. I used to always get me in trouble in the band room. I would always, if they show me something, I would then try to develop it.
Mm.
And I know as a arranger and a teacher, sometimes you don't like that
Right.
because you want to hear what you
Right.
given
Right.
the band to play, and
Right.
you trying to change it up.
Right. 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 Doesn't quite work for them.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You're messing with their ear, and I understand because it bugs me too sometimes. If I
Yeah.
show somebody something and
They go further
but
than you should.
now
Yeah.
I understand that I leave them. Like my son,
Mhm.
he does that a lot.
Okay.
So he started playing now. But
Okay.
he would, if you teach him something, he would take it and try to play it in different keys without.
Yeah.
I don't show him. He
Yes.
just try to play it somewhere else or
Yes.
change the rhythm
Yes.
or something with it.
Right. Right.
But now I learn. I don't say anything. I just leave him, let him do it.
Yeah, because there is a certain part of experimentation.
No, of course, you have to leave.
But not when you're getting your lesson.
Right. Right. Not when you're getting the lesson. Yeah,
Right.
because
Yeah. Man.
Yeah.
So how far has this instrument taken you in the world?
Well, I've traveled a lot, not overseas a whole lot, but
Yeah.
the United States.
Yes.
Met a lot of great people.
Yes.
And I would say I'm living my dream.
Yes. That's good.
People talk about the passion, and the passion stuff for me. Start a nice house, just living a good life.
Yeah.
And I have that.
Yeah. So that means you climbed till you made that dream come true.
Yeah, of course, there's always more to achieve and
Yeah.
whatever.
Yes.
But when it's all said and done, I have that.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful.
That's truly a blessing.
It's a blessing.
Yeah.
It's a blessing.
And the true blessing is that you stuck with what you felt.
Yeah.
And stayed on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because even though you had the instrument in your pocket to pull out at any time to make money, but then you had enough foresight to say, I need more of a foundation for my family.
Yeah.
That's great, man.
Yeah, and I get to now, like I said, I feel like I get to share this with people.
Yes.
It's not just a gig. It's not just
right. No pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get to share this with everybody who I meet now.
Yes.
And make that real connection. I've seen a lot of stuff. Played New Year's Eve. In Manhattan, in close to Times Square and stuff like that.
How does that instrument react in the cold?
Not good.
Yeah.
That's why you have case and sheets and stuff. Not good at all.
What do you have to do? Put something under to keep it heated?
We have cases. Those cases are insulated.
Yes.
So you just move them from your transport vehicle to inside somewhere warm. You don't leave them in the vehicle.
Yes.
It doesn't do well in the cold and it doesn't do well in the
heat.
sunlight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it warp? Will it warp the?
Yeah, the notes will start to get soft and wobbly in the heat.
Yeah.
And with the cold, of course, it's metal, so it expands and contracts.
Right. So it could possibly mess up the tonality
the
of
tuning
it.
and stuff like that. Yeah, especially if it gets real cold. It's not it might be an official terminology, but for me in the cold, what I notice a lot of pans would sound like is this. So now you hear that decay,
Yes.
and you get more of this.
Yeah, it's almost a muffled.
Yeah, corky we call it.
Yes.
Dampening,
Yeah.
When it's getting with that extreme cold.
Yes.
Yeah. To me, that's what you get.
Yes.
Versus.
Right. That strong, warm ring. Yeah.
5-second decay or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man. So have you? What type of music have you accompanied with your instrument? Different genres.
I played. I've played with choirs. I've played with I've never played with a full orchestra, like a conventional orchestra.
Yes.
But I've played with string quartets.
Okay.
I've played with horn sections.
Okay.
But that's battle of the noises. It's like guys start blowing.
Yeah.
Play with I play with a lot of bands, like traditional R&B band, and they just want a different flair.
Yes.
I played with a lot of bands.
Yeah.
With vocalists and
yeah.
and regular traditional bands.
Yeah. So you've kind of taken this instrument to different levels, not just with traditional Caribbean or calypso sound.
Oh, of course.
You actually meshed it with R&B and classical and that's interesting. Have you played any hip hop with it?
Not a whole lot. I'll leave that for my son. For the youth. But there are other guys who's doing that.
Yes.
Right?
There's
other people who's really like. If somebody called me and hey, I wanted a hip hop play thing, I would like go to this guy.
Yes.
There's Freddie Harris. There's a couple of the young cats coming up.
Yes, that's really
their thing. Hey, steel band and some hip hop.
Yeah, I mean it's a percussion instrument.
Yeah. So, I haven't done a whole lot in the hip hop stuff, but definitely with the pop, R&B, of course jazz, Latin jazz.
Yes.
I used to play a lot of straight ahead when I just moved down here.
Yes.
In the city, go to the city and play a lot of Caribbean jazz stuff.
Yeah.
Haven't done a lot of that, in a while.
Yeah.
Just like I said, just try to narrow back down my focus. But I still enjoy improvisation.
Yes. Yes.
Harmony and all that complicated stuff. But what I've learned over the time is sometimes, all that stuff might be nice, but if you're not making a connection sometimes with the people, is it really? It might be good for me. I'm like, hey, I'm playing these nice lines,
and it's good for the other musicians.
Yeah, man, you burning.
Right.
All good, nice. Hey, great. But is it really making that connection?
Yes, with the audience.
Where somebody could come up to you and say, hey, that made me remember my father. That song. Remember when I got married, or something, whatever it is.
Or the ultimate, it makes them dance.
Or it makes them dance.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when you touch the soul, when it ignites the body.
Yeah. So I've had the opportunity to play with. I've done some country stuff too. I've done. Funny thing is, if you ever listen to, I don't know if you do, but if you ever listen to country music.
Yeah, I love all styles of music.
You will hear a lot of steel band.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it.
Yeah.
I started getting hip to listening to. I was like, wait a minute. That is not the synthesizer band.
Right.
It's a real band playing in those records.
Right.
A few years ago, I recorded a track for a husband and wife.
Mm-hmm.
They do like the Americana
Yes.
type stuff. And so I met them on a gig,
Mm-hmm.
and they sing and play together.
Okay.
A couple of, they do a lot of senior citizen stuff.
Yes.
But they was like, hey, can you come to the studio and record? We have this song, we release it, da da da. And I did it, when we did it, and I moved on.
Yes.
And then about a year later, I got an email from the recording engineer with an attachment showing that the song was nominated for a Grammy.
Oh, wow. Man, good deal, man. Wow.
But I don't know if maybe they didn't win or nothing like that. But that's pretty cool. So you never know.
Correct.
You just never know.
That's right. Did you frame that letter?
It's in the never.
You're supposed to frame that.
Yeah.
Nice gold frame.
People tell it is. I should, and he said the same. He's like, man, this is great to put in your archive collection. I know it's in my email. I could go pull it up and do it. But that's pretty cool. I just get to meet people, man.
Yes.
Meet a variety of different people from all over the world.
Yes.
You meet people from all over the world. You go to these gigs and go to a gig, going through the kitchen. You got to load in.
Right.
Who you meet? The cooks, the chef, the dishwasher.
Right. That's
Most of them are not from here.
That's right.
Vietnam or Philippines or
you're right.
Bangladesh or somewhere.
Right.
They got stories too. Amazing stories.
We all have amazing stories. A lot of times we never get the opportunity to tell them.
Yeah. And I appreciate you giving me this opportunity to tell my story.
Oh man, I appreciate you letting me.
I appreciate it.
Yes.
This is nice. I always tell my wife, I was like, it's hard for me to talk about myself. I always feel like I don't want to.
What's the saying? If you don't toot your own horn?
Yeah. Sometimes you have to. Yeah.
All the time.
Because ain't nobody going to toot it for you.
A lot of times, we mistrain ourselves and each other.
Yeah.
They'll call you a braggart or whatever the case, where really, if we don't know what each other do, how can we possibly aid and or help each other?
Right.
How will we know each other as a resource?
Right.
If we don't know each other.
Yeah.
If we don't, just a simple conversation. You might find a relative. Yeah. You never know. You know what I'm saying?
We cousins.
Right. Third or fourth removed, but nevertheless.
Yeah.
Or you found a good friend, or you found out something you didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, back to your school. How would somebody get in touch with you if they wanted to learn?
Well, you could go to our website, newgensteelpan.com.
Okay.
Have all the information there on classes, on registration. Like I said, we do classes and or workshops, like whether it's a group workshop.
Okay.
If you it could be a family activity. Actually, we have one of those coming up in June.
Okay.
It's a family. You just want to spend 2 days together for a couple hours.
Yes.
Learning something,
something fun and
and then of course there's official classes. So you have newgensteelpan.com. You can find us on the social media, Facebook.
Yes.
/NewGenSteelPan on Instagram. Same thing, NewGenSteelPan. Just Google NewGenSteelPan.
Yes.
Google is everything.
Yes. Yes.
And that's pretty much it. Or you could find out some more about the program.
Yes. Is there any age restrictions?
No. Say from as far as the youngest, we don't start just as far as kids' attention. 6, but 6 to
6 and up. Yeah.
The limit,
Yes.
Till you feel you can't do it anymore.
Yes. No, that's a wonderful opportunity.
Yeah, and I always encourage, there's a lot of people have said, man, I'm too old now to learn this. And I have a brother who I'm working with. We kind of work one-on-one. Same thing, he always wanted to play.
Yeah.
But life happened. He did his thing. He raised his kids.
Yes.
Did good. He's
Yes.
retired.
So now he's on
Hey,
his
man,
second.
You got all the time in the world.
Yes.
Let's make this happen. I'm here to help you.
Yes. Yes.
I'm here to just tweak you along while you enjoy the ride.
Right. Right. Man, so you find that people catch on to it pretty quick?
Yeah. Everybody is different.
Yes.
And there's no one set way.
Okay.
Because everybody is different.
Right.
We do have some, for absolute new beginner,
Mm-hmm.
we do have some fundamental stuff that,
Okay.
as far as how you hold your sticks, your mallets, your
Yes.
posture,
Yes.
how you strike the note
Right.
to produce a tone.
Yes.
You know,
So it's not just beating
no,
it.
no.
It's a very delicate process, correct?
Right. But once you have those basic stuff,
Yes.
anybody can play this.
Play a little tune. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah. So
Right.
and steel pan. So some people are like, man, there's noise because it can get up there now. You can get up there and get real rough with it. You know?
Yes.
But then you can come down to
Yes. Yes.
so you can go from here to there.
Right.
You know, and it's all depends on. So some people, you meet someone like, man, that thing is loud, and it's probably just the experience with it. They might have
Yes.
been somewhere where somebody was really trying to
Right.
rock out with it. And
Right.
It get a little harsh, you know.
Right. But that's any instrument.
That's any instrument.
Yes.
But that's the initial experience, so it's stuck with them,
Yes.
and they think everything is like that.
Right. But no, I can see how you have a delicate touch, or you can come a little bit more aggressive with it.
Right.
It's a fascinating instrument to me.
Still learning.
Because it looks like a simple instrument, but it's actually a complicated instrument in itself.
Because you know, I play this E, but you know this F is vibrating.
Yes.
The entire instrument is vibrating. Every note is vibrating. It's just what degree.
Right.
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 So this, you might have the fifth in here. You know.
Mm-hmm.
You have the fourth in there. You have the octave. You have the fundamental. You also have all those pieces at the same time.
Right. How many notes are there?
This one, I believe, is about 28 or 29 in this tenor pan. Then you have, there's some new generations of pan.
Technology today, it's like anything's possible.
Yeah.
Now you were talking about the middle C.
Yeah, so this range, this is the lowest note of our middle C here. There's some new generations of pan where some guys are experimenting, and they come all the way down to the G, low middle C, on the soprano pan. So the alto pan, I played another one is 2.
Okay.
And it has that low, so it extends all the way down to E below.
Okay.
C,
Yeah.
and goes up to this B flat here.
Yes.
So, but this soprano pan has about 28 1 to the 12. All the way up to about 28.
Wow.
In this pan.
Like I say, it's more of a complicated instrument than you think.
Yeah. There was the guys eventually, like I said, as far as I know, was 8 notes, and then they figured out, hey, we could get more, and then they laid out the pattern, and this one goes in the cycle of, most musicians would know the cycle of fourths, and fifths.
Yeah.
Right? So this side is the cycle.
Yes. That's interesting.
Fourths,
Yeah.
But if I go this way, counterclockwise, it's fifths. So that's the fifth of G, fifth of D, fifth of A,
Yes.
fifth of E, all the way around. And then we have the octaves inside. Yeah. So this one is laid out a little bit, symmetrical.
Yes. I mean, when you think about the thought process, even into creating a new instrument, that baffles the mind.
That's what amazes me, and like, what was he thinking, or what were they thinking?
Right.
When there's like, well, let's put it in the cycle.
Right.
I mean, there's some other old standards where it's not like this. It's a little scattered. The notes are not laid out.
Mm-hmm.
They go in thirds and fourths, and it's all weird.
Yeah.
I mean, like anything you learn to play, you just get used to it.
Right.
But this is the standard instrument now.
Yes.
Globally, and it's pretty fascinating. That they were able to come up with something like this.
It baffles the mind. I mean, it's right up there with how do you create a saxophone or a piano or the drum. The hand drum is it's pretty easy to figure out. You get a log, you get skin, but to actually think of to do that, opposed to just hitting on the hollow log or stomping on the ground.
Yeah, but I don't know. I could get me a drum and start hammering out and shape out these notes and stuff like that. But it will never sound like this.
No. No. It'll be hit or miss, right? It'll be hit or miss.
It would never sound like this because these guys who made these things, once again, they're another group of people who, I admire and respect.
Correct.
The makers of this. These are the guys who dedicate their life to making and tuning it.
Yes.
They're different. Us musicians, the ones who play, once again, we get the limelight.
Right.
Those guys in the back hammering away.
Right. Well, they're the
real heroes.
They get the gratitude from you.
Yeah, but they're the real heroes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Making this thing sound as good as it does.
How do you tune?
The tuning process involves different size tuning hammers.
Okay.
And if you can see, it's the concave shape, and the notes, if you want to feel it, it's raised a little, right?
Yes.
So over time playing, sometimes the note flattens out, and with heat and transport and stuff like that, you would start to get. So the tuner would come in, and his strobe and his tuning hammers and stuff like that, and do what he do. Raise the note.
That's a craftsman for real, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Because now you got to get it sounding. I like a more of a mellow tone. I don't want it sounding too bright.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Some people like the bright tones.
Yes.
Right. So you gotta sometimes form that relationship with your tuner.
Yes.
For your personal pans, and then we have the teaching pans.
Mm-hmm.
Different maker, different pans. So those are just your standard stuff. But when it comes to tone for personal taste, every player has his own little taste. And it's just like a guitar player, they might prefer certain strings.
Yes.
The neck and all that sort of stuff, right?
That's right.
Drummers, same thing.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But the tuning process is really just the hammers, the tuning hammers, and the tuner knows what he's doing, so you can get the fundamentals, the third and fourth harmonics and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, you really have to know your music and your notes to tune that.
Mm-hmm.
By ear, mostly, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
By ear, and they have a tuning strobe now to aid you. But it's just a tool to aid you. You still have to.
Yeah. And you have to have that touch when you beat that metal.
You might get this note right, but because this note is right now, it makes this note wrong. So then you got to go back.
Because it's a bowl, so it all resonates.
Excuse
me.
Push and pull, for me, I like these. I like a lot of tritones, right? And if it's
Yes.
not sounding right
Right.
to me, I'm like, you gotta fix together.
Yes.
Bring that D back up for a little bit.
Yeah. So that's a mostly play by ear kind of instrument, isn't it?
I'm sorry.
Mostly play by ear kind of instrument. I mean, I know there's notes for it, but it's mostly by ear.
Mostly by ear, yes. Still today, most of the music learned and played is mostly by ear, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But even in Trinidad now, it's part of the academic process.
Yes.
Where in school, it's one of your subjects. Just like math and English, you have steel band.
Wow, so they're
In
keeping
school.
that culture alive and
Yes.
well.
So it's part of your grade studies. So I didn't have that when I was in school.
Yes. Yes.
Music was a free period for me, which
Yes.
it was sometimes you guys one thing you could change. I wish I had actual formal music
Yes.
classes when I wanted it.
Yes.
Because I wanted it, but I didn't.
Yes.
But it is what it is. But most of it is played by ear. But there's a lot of written music now for steel band. There's a lot of new music being written. There's a lot of music that was written before. And there's a lot of music that's transposed and transcribed for steel band.
Yeah.
So you can find a lot of stuff. And it's an instrument, so you could hear anything and play.
Yeah, that's right.
Play.
Well, depending on your skill set.
Depending on your skill set. And there's some people, because of their memory, like I find with some of our students, some of the older students, they would depend on the written music a lot, because of memory, they might forget the notes, so they could refer back to the notes.
Yes.
But, I always try to help them as far as if you can remember, if you could hum the song, or if you could remember the rhythm, the notes gonna come back to you once you get back into it.
Yeah.
And not use the written music as a crutch.
So really it's the memorization of where that sound is that you have to be most aware of.
Yes. Yeah.
And then once you know where that sound is based off the scales or the octaves on it, then it's easier to play.
Oh yeah, it will come back to you. Yeah.
Like any other instrument,
like
correct?
Any other instrument.
Man, so what do you have coming up?
We have our virtual showcase.
Okay.
With this pandemic, the students put together a few songs, and we did some videos with it.
Okay.
So we have that coming up, and then we're taking a break.
Okay.
As far as just take a little break, and we do have a few workshops coming up in the summer.
Okay.
That was previously scheduled.
Okay.
And just taking a break from classes for a little while.
Okay. Enjoy
the summer a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be doing some more gigging.
Okay.
And I have some. I'm personally working on writing more scores for steel band music.
Okay.
Because there are a lot of schools out there
that
would like written music for bands for their middle school band, high school bands, and stuff like that. I did a few pieces earlier this year. Not original music, but just arrangements of music for steel band. So it's arranged specifically for steel band. So I'm going to probably be working on some more of that.
Yes. And so you have become a master of it.
I'm working on it. I don't know about that, but yeah. Hopefully one day we get there.
Well, when you get to the healing capabilities of the drum.
Yeah. Hopefully one day.
Which I'm sure because of the tones, there has to be a healing component to it.
Of course. Mind and matter, like anything else, it's for me playing, is that soothing, take your mind off of stuff.
Yes.
People has use these, I know, in yoga classes.
Yes.
Somebody would play some tones and stuff
Yes.
in yoga classes.
Yes.
I myself just sometimes likes to sit quiet and just play one note. Just by myself. And really get to know that note. Spend time with that note.
Yes.
Quality time.
Right. Let it absorb and
yeah. Feel the frequencies vibrating, stuff like that. But once again, there's stuff that's for other people to do as far as the therapeutic stuff. But I know people that are doing it.
Right.
So it's there.
Right. Because I know certain sounds can readjust your whole body's frequency.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the notes I hear from there are close to some of the notes, the megahertz. And yeah. It's interesting.
Sometimes you're on a gig and you play a certain line or play a certain thing, you feel something run down your spine.
Right. Or you feel the goosebumps on your arm. Yeah. Well, when that note hits your spine, then it's doing something to your central nervous system. Wouldn't you agree?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Man, so you have a band now?
So I don't like to call it an official band or anything like that. Just people that I call Chet, hey, we got a hit.
Yes.
Call Sheldon, I call Andy, I call Ernst, I call Josh, whoever is available.
Right. And let's go
get
do
together,
this.
Make this happen,
Yes. No, I enjoy playing with you guys.
Yeah.
I actually wish we could have played longer, but I understood, time constraints for a festival.
For the event.
Yes. Mm-hmm. But it was an interesting encounter.
Yeah. And that's just one aspect of setting with steel band and vocalists and
yes.
A lot of people, when they call for gigs, they ask me if I sing. I'm like, no, I don't sing.
Yes.
I play an instrument.
Right.
Singer is a singer. And there's people who sing and play.
Yes.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
That's right.
But another subject. I
understand.
Another subject. Yeah.
We'll keep it positive.
Yeah, keep it positive.
So does any of your parents or grandparents play?
No. My mom passed on and my dad passed on.
May they rest in peace.
I know, thank you. My dad, I know, he liked steel band music. He was just one of those guys.
Yeah.
Steel band time.
Yes.
My older brother, on my dad's side, he played when I was young. I remember seeing him through the carnival playing.
Okay.
And he's playing on the big float.
Yeah. Yes.
I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
But any other family that I don't know of anybody else in this music thing.
Yes. Well, I'm sure. Go back a few generations and you might find someone that plays.
I wish I could find,
Yes.
Some, or maybe some of my cousins, but I don't know of anybody else in my family who's like really heavy into music like that I know of.
Yes. Well, maybe you're the one that you'll start that chain. Because you say your son plays.
Yeah, he plays now. He's 9, and my daughter plays too. I know she's playing clarinet and all that sort of stuff.
Okay.
And I let them do their thing. I don't pressure them to do anything. But like I said, I noticed he has a curious mind as far as sound, and he would always try to experiment. And that's what I would try to encourage. Just
definitely
go explore.
That you never know. He might invent a new way of even creating that instrument.
Yeah. Come up with some new songs or something.
Well, that instrument doesn't necessarily have to be mic'd. does it?
No, not in the traditional sense. No,
Okay.
because like you say, you hear how it can get pretty loud, right? But the trouble comes in when you have all these amplified
Right,
instruments.
it deadens the
You
sound
Well, you
almost.
can't hear it.
Yeah,
You on a stage, especially if it's just one
yeah,
pack,
yes,
and you have an amplified bass,
yes,
two amplified guitars,
yes,
a drummer,
yes.
two vocalists.
Right, right. It deadens it out altogether.
You wouldn't hear anything.
Yeah.
So that's where the amplification comes in.
Yes.
Little amplification.
Mm-hmm.
Because once again, in a loud setting, it can get harsh,
Yes.
right? Miking it the right way, and sometimes even using the right mic
Right.
also.
Right. So it doesn't just pick up the highs; it'll pick up the mids and the lows as well.
Mm-hmm. And because
Yeah.
the acoustic instruments, so like if you throw a mic over it, some people like to mic their pants from the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
I personally like to mic my instrument from the top.
Yeah.
Because I feel like my song comes this way.
Right.
But that's just personal preference.
Yeah.
Either here or there.
Yeah.
There is some pickups. Some guys are making called in-soul pickups.
Yes. I've heard of those.
It's almost like it's a magnetic pickup.
Mm-hmm.
It works real well. I've used it now on a couple of gigs.
Mm-hmm.
So it eliminates the need from boom mic over in front of your face.
Right.
You play it and you could mount it onto the pan.
Yeah.
And it picks up very well.
So it doesn't distort the sound at all, being attached?
It can.
Okay.
If you once again you got to place it right. There's some pads you can put onto it.
Mm-hmm.
It rolls off some of the low frequencies.
Yeah.
So you get that boominess.
Yeah.
You can get a boomy sound sometimes. But no, it doesn't get harsh. It works pretty well so far. I've not tested out in a big band, a live band with a bunch of other people playing to how it will sound. But I think it will work out pretty good if you have somebody who's know what they're doing.
Right, because I know Mike and Kungas can be precarious.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I've tried, I got some clip-on mics and all that other stuff, but depending on, like you say, depending on the setting.
Yeah. Depending on the setting.
Yeah.
Because it's all air moving. You got air moving on the top and you got air moving from the bottom.
Right.
From the congas, right?
Right.
Every time you hit that, there's a puff of air.
Right.
That sound coming out there. So it's all on what you want to capture.
Right.
Your space.
That's right.
And all,
well, micing from the bottom never works good.
Yeah, no.
Because of that air.
Yeah.
Right. You end up busting mics more than anything.
Yeah, but you can put a mic at the side, depending on what you want to get.
Yes.
Put
I've tried triggers on them, but you hear that it almost sounds like you're hitting on wood and skin.
Yeah, that snap. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, Nicholas.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you doing the Vitamin Groove
Oh,
podcast.
of course, absolutely. I'm happy to be here, man.
And I'd love to get a whole band together and actually film you guys or film us all playing together. And
let's make it happen.
Yeah.
Sooner than later.
Oh, definitely. And you're always welcome to come.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you can give me all the your email or website or whatever the case, and I'll put it right on there.
Oh yeah.
So people can know how to find you, because I think you're doing a worthy thing.
Oh yeah.
Teaching the drum and teaching the culture of the drum. Mm-hmm. I think is admirable, and I think they're a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
So once again, thank you for coming to the Vitamin Groove podcast in the gallery. And you're welcome anytime.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
All right.
All right.
So sometimes you just have to take that Vitamin Groove and keep it moving.